So I hope all of you are able to see my Jamboard.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So now how I have done is this one,
Yes, sir.
it is simple text only here. For example, whatever you see on the T here. Now, after a while, once I show it to you, then I will also give you edit access so that all of us can also experience how easy to edit this. Okay, so all you have to do, for example, just to type this, electromagnetic induction was discovered independently by Michael Faraday and Joseph Henry. So I just use this text box, I clicked it, and then I just start typing like this. So as simple as that. Then advantage is, as soon as, then you can make it big just by dragging. If you want it to be a heading, you can make it big like this. If you want to be a body text, you can make it small. So like that, it is quite intuitive. You just hold the mouse and pull it. Okay. Now look at it. Now let's for a minute. Let's look at the subject as is. Don't worry about how to do it. I will in a minute. I will show you. Look at it. Michael Faraday uh, identified this in 1831, electromagnetic induction. That means if you pass electricity uh, in a copper coil around an iron, a magnetizable material, so it will become a magnet. And as long as current is passing, it will become a magnet. Whereas in 1820 itself, Oersted had figured out that electric current creates a magnetic field. Today, for us, it looks interchangeable. That means if you pass electric current, and if you have iron in between, it becomes a magnet. Otherwise, if you just pass electric current, then it will also produce a magnetic wave. Can anybody tell me where either of these things are being used in real life? Let me just check with some of the students here. Just hold on. Ganesh, do you know where is electromagnet used in real life? Ganesh, are you able to hear me? Or Netra, do you know where electromagnet is used in real life?
No, sir.
Okay, any teacher would like to give an example?
Electric bell, calling bells. Electric calling bell.
Yeah, that's a good
Motors.
example.
In motors.
Yeah.
Generators, speakers.
Yeah, we will see the
Yes.
both ways.
Yes.
First, let's see where is the electromagnet being used. Calling bell is a very good example, madam. Thanks for that. Yeah, Netra, you have that ding dong bell, no? Not the electronic one. It will just say ding dong, no? Those
Yes, sir.
calling bells, when you press the button, the electricity will pass. Then immediately a steel rod, a steel nail will be there that will go and hit against the bell. That's how the sound comes. Okay. So,
Oh, okay, sir.
and as soon as you release, it will go back. And also, this is used in there is something called solenoid valve. If you do Google, you will get it. Solenoid valve is used in quite a few, for example, even in CNC machines. That means it will open a valve or close a valve. For example, you can use it to open a, even for that matter, we can automate even in our house. Whether it is fridge, sometimes you will also see if you press a button, water will come out in the cold water. So there also they will use it. And in very complicated ones is in factories, to even they use it for controlling the airflow or the oil flow. So this is used very extensively even in cranes. For example, once to lift something very heavy, then they will first they will pass the electricity and it will hold it. Then they will use the lever just to lock it in place. Then they can lift it using the crane. Then to release it, they have to just release they have to just disconnect the electricity. That's it. So it becomes easy. So very heavy means very tons and tons. So even for loading the ships, they use these electromagnetic cranes. Now let's look at the reverse. Whenever you pass electricity, and for example, we have electric motor and electric generator. Can one of you tell the difference? What is the difference between motor and what is the difference between generator?
Electric motor converts electricity into mechanical energy, sir.
Yeah,
And generator converts mechanical energy into electric energy.
yeah. Now let's go back to our Jamboard.
To generate electricity, we are using generator.
Yeah. Now let's
To
see
get
where is
mechanical
Faraday's
energy.
law. Yeah, thank you, madam. Yeah, now let's see where is Faraday's law used. Is it used in generator or is it used in motor? So induction between the Faraday's law shows induction between coils of the wire. Basically, when they pass the electricity, so it is
In
creating.
generator, we use Faraday's law.
No, in generator, no, here you need electricity. For Faraday's law, you need electricity
Yes.
where it will become magnet. Is it in generator or is it in motor?
Motor.
Motor, sir.
Yeah, now let's look at Oersted's law. It says electric current creates a magnetic field. It's a bit, both of them seems to be telling the same. Now let's look at how the motor how the generator works. Okay. Okay, so now let's look at this is how even we can also engage the students. Not that we need to give the solutions in one go. We can say now let's look at how generator works. Now generator, to start producing electricity, now we have to crank the first the magnet or the coil. One of them has to move. Now let's assume we are going to the coil will be stationary, and let's say we will move the magnet. That means as soon as you move a magnet, the magnetic waves will cut the copper wires, then the electricity will produce. Okay, now let's analyze the definition of both, whose law we are using. So we are using, let's see.
We are using principle of electromagnetic induction in generator.
Yeah. That's right. So now that's right, madam. So now look at it. Even
Thank you,
though
sir.
this was invented back in, now let's look at electric generation. Now this was invented back in 1820. That means almost 200 years ago. So now look at the hydroelectric, the image which I have given on this side. Okay, let me just, this one. So where the water is flowing and it is turning the turbine, that in turn it will turn the magnet. So and it produces electricity. This was invented almost 200 years ago. Even today, 99, almost 98 to 99% of electricity is being produced only through this mechanism. Any agreement or disagreement?
I think it is not 90%
Mm-hmm.
because we are producing by solar energy
Mm-hmm.
in all these ways.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe maximum percent it is through hydroelectric power
No,
station.
I'm not telling hydroelectric. I'm telling using Faraday's the electromagnetic
Faraday's
induction.
law. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. In all armature will move. Maybe it may be windmill or it may be turbines like this. In all cases, we are moving armature.
Yeah, that is true.
Ah,
Even in
ah.
atomic power plant,
Mm.
it
Yes, yes.
the heat will produce steam, and steam will run the turbine again.
Same thing happens. Same thing.
Only the solar is an exception, and
Solar is an exception.
even coal, even though we use chemical energy, but again we will convert into steam, and then we will turn the armature.
Ah.
Okay, so only
In
solar
solar
is an
only
exception.
photoelectric effect we are using.
Directly it gets converted. That's why it's
Eh,
green.
oh,
And also
ah,
wind is also green. So then again, wind uses again armature. So
Armature.
yeah. So this, to my surprise, whenever I ask, tell this, most of the kids will not even know, even the high school students. So, for example, the atomic power plant, most of them don't have an idea. So, any particular reason? The teachers, have you? Is it your observation or?
Sir, actually, in the last few years back, in the state syllabus, there was a lesson called nuclear energy was there, but
Mm,
now it is not there in the state or a CBSE. So
mhm.
maybe, but in the alternate forms of energy, we would have mentioned, but not in detail as such. So.
Then what happens? Now look at this advantage. I just did Google. I just spent 10 minutes to collect this info. Right? I just got all of them are separate. Separate sources. For example, this I got it from Google. Again, this Google. So it takes only 5 minutes for us. For example, even I got the Wikipedia link. Then you can even get a nuclear power plant picture or a video, and you can just share the link over here. Now, the same way how I shared the link of the Google Jamboard, you can also share it with your students so that they get this entire notes which you have prepared for taking the session beforehand. Now, let me show you how easy to share that. Now, I will give you the edit access. Now, all you have to do is click on this share. Now, if you say the get link, as of now it has been only view mode. I am going to make it now anyone with the link is a viewer. Now I will say anyone with the view link is editor. Means for your children, if it is your notes, and you need not have to give editor access, just give the viewer access like how I had given in the evening. Now I am going to make it editor so that you will also experience how to come and edit it. I will also let you know where you can encourage your children to edit it. For example, now I made it edit, then I will also copy the link. Okay, now I'm going to paste this in the chat window, then all of you can come in. I will also tell you the advantage with this approach. Now, for example, now you can have as many sheets as you want. Now, once you explain the details in this sheet 1, then you can give this quiz to them. What is atomic power? Then either they can answer this in a Google form, or they can answer in the chat window, so that you will get who is answering what. Okay. Or there are various other tools where you can even do a simple poll, etc. So let's keep it simple for now. Let's focus only on Jamboard for today. So like this, then once they are assuming they will answer in the chat window, then you will know how much they have understood. So that and also you can encourage them if they have internet access to go and figure out even by Googling, but as long as they understand what is this atomic power and interpret it and give you the answer, that's good. Okay, so now let me just share this in the chat window. So all of you, I don't need to give any explicit access now. So all of you will have access. If you click it, you will directly come into my Jamboard. And good part is on the top you see, you will get just an icon, some random icons. For example, a rabbit, somebody has come as a squirrel. So I won't even know who has come in. That means anonymously you can come in, so even students can come in without any worries that somebody is monitoring or something. Okay, then you can also navigate between the sheets. Now you can also, why not you people also try it out, to type something, so that you will also get an experience of how this works. Why not you go ahead and try it, type something, or you can even draw something. There is nothing wrong in this, and there's no very important thing or anything. Don't worry. Go ahead and try it out. And also another biggest advantage is you can, when you say add image, you can also Google search. For example, now let me search for atomic power plant. Before that, let me just share my entire screen so that you know whatever I'm doing, you will get to see. Okay, now I'll just say atomic power plant. So you will get the image like this. Then you can just bring it in. Can anybody tell me why the towers are so huge in atomic power plant? Any guesses?
This is Raichur power plant, sir.
No. Some atomic power plant. It could be somewhere, anywhere in the world. I don't know. I just did Google. Raichur power plant also might be looking the same. I'm just asking the question, why these towers are so huge?
Radiation should not go out to make sure that they are doing.
No, radiations anyway, it will be underground and it is all fully protected. These are cooling towers actually. It is because the heavy water what they use as the coolant, that gets so hot that they have to convert that into steam. That means they need the lot of surface
More
area.
energy is liberated, heat energy.
Yeah. It is just a cooling tower.
Coolant.
Cooling tower means they have to convert that heavy water.
More
They
heat
will
energy
pass
is
through
liberated, no?
tubes and convert into steam. Then they need a lot of surface area so that more steam can be generated at a time. Okay, since it is also a lot of steam will be generated, they don't want to leave it in the residential area, so they will just leave it to the top. And this is not radioactive, so these are clean only, because anyway the radioactive element is fully sealed in the basement. Nothing will escape. Okay, so like this you can make it engaging. So means by showing this picture, you can see it's so huge, even compared to the houses nearby. Even though this is a multi-storied house just next to it, look at it. It is some 10 or 100 times, or maybe 50 times taller than them. So then obviously steam is there. Then they can also do Google and figure out how this works and how what all radioactive element they use. Is it just the uranium or any isotopes of uranium? And a lot of things. It's a good point for discussion and engaging the children. And if you use any tablet, then you can write freehand like this, as if you're writing on a paper. So this suddenly, when you use this on a tablet, if you install an app, it will give you this freehand. So even you can write it live when you are explaining also. Tablet or a phone both gives you this freely writing access. So any questions?
No, sir.
this, if anybody would like to try it out in your class, Savita madam, if you are trying, I can help you. If you can call me anytime, so that we will experiment and we will ensure that and we will get the feedback from the students.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So like this, anybody can, if you want to try, I'll be more than happy to lend my experience and time. That doesn't matter even during the weekdays. Sangram, would you like to try for your classes?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Yeah, look at the advantage. This you can write like a lesson plan. For example, here I have given even the URL, so that in case you want to refer to something quickly, you need not have to search, right? So you can just select this and you can open another tab and just go to the Wikipedia in this case. Similarly, any like this Faraday's laws of induction, you will get the full history. Okay.
Yes, sir. Such a nice thing.
So you need not have to search. And this will also act like means this once you create in a Google Jamboard, it will be permanent. It won't get deleted, and you need not have to worry about backing up. Okay.
Yeah.
So and it's easy to share, like how you share. I was able to share with all of you just with a click of a button, without knowing any of your email ID, etc. Whoever has come in, so you will be able to quickly get in and either view or edit together. Now look at much more very powerful thing. You can assign a project to a group of students. For example, you can make, now let me just create a group here. I will say group 1. So then you can give an assignment. They have to now, since it allows multiple people to collaborate on the same page, so 3 or 5 people, 3 students group, they can come and creatively create a complete solution. It could be a poster, it could be a story, it could be a blog. So whatever you want them to do it, then since it allows them to paste a lot of things, whether it's picture, whether it's text or video links, etc. So this gives a wonderful the blogging space, which can remain forever. Even you can keep creating. You need not have to worry about the storage space. Okay, and you can have multiple Jamboards depending on the multiple subjects, whether it's physics, chemistry, technology, music, dance, a lot of things you can have. And this is a fantastic place to keep a playlist. Whereas in YouTube, what happens is over a period, unless you are, for example, let me show the YouTube videos which I have uploaded. Look at how it becomes unmanageable after a while. See, these are the videos which I have already uploaded, but there's no point in seeing just the list, even though the description says. But again, I can create a playlist. So as of now, I have just created a simple 3 playlists. One is phonetics and creative computing series and the resistance. So this is one way, but here again, it is just like a listing. Whereas Jamboard will give you many things where you can freely give your own explanation either through text or freehand like this, and you can use multiple, make it very colorful, and you can also give the reference from where you got this, from where it could be from a research paper, it could be from a YouTube, it could be from a workshop you attended. So like that, it becomes so powerful and rich. It is like writing your own notes and having a bookmark. So it gets very, very useful. Then let me just show you how we used in the session, design thinking session, which we went through. So here, look at it. They had already planned. It has 17 pages. That means they have given us, assuming that this is the first time we are seeing, they had given nice instructions on that. This is all simple text only. Okay. Then they had given how do you introduce yourself. Okay. So this is again, if you look at, this is one of the standard international best practices. So just to narrate, this is an easy thing, so that even you can try in your school where each and every child will get an opportunity to speak. Otherwise, what happens? Only few kids who are talkative only will keep talking. So then like this, you can also start. Then localize. Okay, this is means they had given us this case to read, and don't worry about it. This, if it is relevant to your subject, you can have, like how I picked up from Wikipedia, you can also give it so that they can go through it. Then you can ask them a quiz or something. Now this is where it gets very powerful. This is called crowdsourcing the ideas. So these based on the first we went by giving our own ideas. So then one of the facilitator who was there, he was just grouping them by common topics. Then you can use some 6 or 7 colors. So it could be, you can use that colors for different people or by subject. So like this, when you are gathering a lot of ideas. So yesterday Netra was also coming up with an app to crowdsource. So Netra, this is what I had suggested to you as well.
Yes, sir.
So now look at it. These are the actual real ideas which we gave. Okay, some of my ideas are also here. Some, even Pauna also was there. Tara madam was also there. So we were in different groups, but all of us went through the similar exercise. Now these ideas, look at it, within a matter of couple of hours, we were able to get the problem which was given to us was similar to what we are facing in India. This was we were given in the context of Africa, and then we were asked to come up with a solution. If you have just one computer in a class, how do you best use it? So look at the number of ideas which we have come up with, right? If you just been told like that, then you will wonder there's nothing much we can do. Okay, but when you start thinking, when you are in a group, even not that all of us were experts or anything, we were just thinking, we are putting ourselves in the shoes of the teacher and the actual people on the ground in Africa, and we were coming up with what could be what they can do about it. So like this, it gets very powerful. Then in the next stage, we chose the top 3 ideas. You can look at it, within 20 minutes we had to do that. First, when you spend about 45 minutes, 1 hour in thinking about it, then the next steps will become easy. Okay, then within 45 minutes do some research. So like this is what we had used. This is one of the means one of the ways in which it was used. Again, since it is totally flexible and customizable, you can customize it to your needs. So this is a fantastic thing. Even when you are conducting any debates in this inter-school competition or within your school, so this like this, you can give them a template and they can use it even to come up with their speech. Or the model United Nations. So now most of it anyway you might end up doing virtually, but even if you do in classroom, this definitely will be a powerful tool, so that it brings a structure to what they are doing and how they are learning. So any questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, now we can, this is now open for any questions. And another thing, what I normally used to do, even to explain this electromagnetism. Okay, this is a copper coil which I am having, and this is a neodymium magnet which I have. This is a very powerful magnet, and look at it. If I just move this, you are able to see the LED in my hand, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now look at it. It suddenly starts lighting.
Wow.
Okay. Now, where did the electricity come from? There is no battery in this. It is just a magnet. And look
Yes.
at how powerful this can get. So just using this simple experiment, then you can get into Faraday's law. Then you can explain direct current or alternate current. Okay. So it becomes, then suddenly this becomes experiential. Now you can ask the students, because this copper coil, anybody can source it in local electric shop, and this magnet is also freely available. If not, they can even order online, and it's not very expensive also. So probably within 30 or 40 rupees, you can have this setup. And look at, they will never forget in their life if you tell it, even today 95% of the electricity which we get, which we use, is produced using this mechanism, right? There is no rocket science here. Then you can use the FET animation. Again, FET, let me just bring that up. Even if you go into FET, there is Faraday's law. So there again, you can show it the same thing. Let me search. Okay, while this loading up, let me bring up one more. Okay, here it is. Yeah, Sangram, are you able to see this? I have copper coil.
Yes, sir.
Now look at this. I can show the field lines, magnetic field, or I can switch it off. Anyway, magnetic fields will be there because this is a permanent magnet. So all these things you can also explain, whether it's permanent and temporary, why it becomes temporary in the case of electromagnet. So now look at this.
Yes, sir.
So it is producing light. Now let's see what is the impact of number of coils. Now if I use this, it will produces less electricity. If I use this, it produces more electricity.
Yes, yes.
Good to see they also given sound to it. When I'm moving, it's also producing sound. Now you can also get a voltmeter and you can see positive, negative. That means it is not giving you the direct current. The polarity is getting reversed because the direction of movement I'm reversing. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
all these things you can explain. Now look at
Nice, sir.
suddenly how it has become so engaging sitting at home. Now I can do some more things. I can ask them to come up with examples of motors. For example, the other day, this is a cooling fan in a computer. I just, one computer went bad, so I just pulled out the cooling fan. Now this is an electric motor inside. Again, it works on the same principle. So similarly, the last Sunday I showed this drone to the children. Again, this has fans, 4 fans on the 4, and suddenly this will be used to lift an object. Okay. Similarly, helicopter.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Now imagine here also it is electricity which is driving the fan, and electricity, the fan is going to lift this entire drone along with the camera, everything. So like this, once you show all these example, now they will never forget this electromagnetic or the Faraday's law, which we take them through 1 hour. I'm sure they will remember this for life, because I still remember when my physics teacher showed me this experiment. Okay, look at it. Even after 40 years, I remember this experiment. I make it a point to take this copper coil with me whenever I visit any school. Okay, so like that, that means you will never forget in your life. And these are very simple tips and techniques that you can use for any concept you are teaching the children. All you need to do is just show them a real life experience, means real life implementation of it, either through the video or through the pictures, or just if you can show them live, nothing like it. Or you can also encourage them to experiment. Then coming back to this, there was another in the quiz I had asked. Let me just ask if any of the children knows about it. Netra, do you know, can you produce electricity using just lemon?
Sir, I guess yes.
Yeah, then you can figure out, just do Google why you are able to produce using lemon. Because, so what is that thing? Is it zinc? Means when we use zinc, what happens to the zinc? Okay, where is this electricity coming? Okay, so just do Google like this. We can then give this assignment to the children. So go and figure out what all vegetables can produce this. Can potato produce this? So let them experiment. There's nothing wrong in experimenting. That itself will be a fantastic experience for them to figure out which produces electricity, which does not. Then now that everybody has access to the computer, they can get to basically see from Google, because now knowledge has means you need not have to remember anything. There is no value or there is no extra credit you will get just because you remembered something. So earlier in our period, since there was no internet, there was no Google, so we had to remember even the definitions. So now the focus has shifted to implementation or the interpretation of the definition than just knowing the definition. Okay, that's when it gets very interesting, and that's when it gets very powerful. So in the evening today, I had also shared one very nice periodic table song. Did anybody played and checked?
Yes, sir. It was good one, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, it actually the children will like it because it's quite rhyming, and then the physics, the chemistry will not be boring. So once it will become like a song, then you can also run a competition, so that these the names of these elements, they will again they will be able to remember. Then as much as possible, try and show the experiments, means the chemicals where it is used in real life. For example, even though I'm teaching Internet of Things, I make it a point to bring chemistry into this. For example, on the top of the white portion, what you are seeing is the PIR sensor, that is passive infrared ray sensor. Okay, this has a chemical inside called gallium nitride. Then you can talk about gallium, which is nothing but the dissolving spoon, which a spoon which looks like a steel spoon. It dissolves in a warm water, even in the room temperature, which you can touch the water. It is not a boiling water, but the gallium dissolves in that water. So then those experiments also they will remember for life. Then they will also remember, since you brought it up in the context of PIR sensor, then they will also remember where all PIR sensors are being used, how you can use it. In fact, in some of the coming schools, in coming Sunday sessions, I am also going to show them, because the bottom what you're seeing is a Raspberry Pi. So we can connect this PIR sensor to Raspberry Pi, and this can act as the intruder detection, or it can be used to automatically control the lights. So this, even though this looks like toy, it is the same sensor which you can see whether even in the Philips light or anything, even in the commercial establishments. So finally, sensor is the same, but how do you use that sensor will be different. So any questions or any suggestions? Madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ದು, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. You can type and also let us know. ವಿಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ದು, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. You can type in the chat window so that I know what you're asking. ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್, ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ದೇನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ಹಾ, ಹೇಳಿ.
Sir, how to save the GIF image will be there, no, sir?
ಹಾ,
How to save it into the Jamboard, sir?
let me see if Jamboard accepts GIF. Let me share my screen.
Okay, sir. Because yesterday I tried, sir, I was not getting it.
Yeah, let me also try. I have not tried.
Okay, okay, sir.
Then I will also give you a workaround if it does not help. Give me a
Okay,
second.
okay, sir.
Now let's go to another page. Now let me try and load the image. Upload by browse. Let me, I had downloaded some GIF. GIF you cannot upload, sir. In the gray out
Okay, sir.
agide nodi. Illi GIF ide.
Okay,
But
sir.
it is not allowing. So then what you can do is you can just give a URL of the GIF and let them open it directly instead of through Jamboard. For example,
Okay.
you do Google search.
Okay,
Now
sir.
let me search for heart GIF. Wikipedia. And now it is giving me this. You just click that. Let me see whether what it does. Oh, it is brought. Bantala.
Yes, sir. Yesterday I tried, sir. Can you try, sir, animation of atomic structure, sir?
Huh.
In GIF, sir, image.
Okay, one nimisha. And I click on add image. Now animation of atomic structure GIF. ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ?
Atomic structure, sir.
ಅದೇ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೋತೇನೆ. ಇದು ತಗೊಳ್ಳ?
ಹಾ, ಸರ್.
ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
How you have taken, sir? Now can you explain me, sir?
ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡಿ. This anyway, click on that link so that you will also come in and click on this picture, add image ಮಾಡಿ.
Okay, sir.
ಮಾಡಿ, ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. So once you click, you will get a option, upload by URL, camera or Google image search. Click on Google image search. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸರ್?
Yes, sir.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಈ ಪೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ.
I am using mobile, sir.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಚಾಟ್ ವಿಂಡೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದನ್ನ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will come into the same Jamboard and you can edit it.
Okay.
Then while we are doing it, I will also show in FET there is nice atom animation. ವಿಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಂದು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಗೆ ಪಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಚಾಟ್ ವಿಂಡೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಂದು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್, ಇದು ಈ ಫೆಟ್ ಅನಿಮೇಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Sir. Sir. I can see, sir.
ಹಾ, ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಎನ್ ಆಟಮ್. ಇದು ನೋಡಿ, ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ನ ಎಳೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಬಿಟ್ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಇದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೀರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಬಲ್ದ ಕಡೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ.
Yeah, sir.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎರಡನೇದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಹೀಲಿಯಂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Yeah, it's nice, sir.
ಹಾ, ಇದು ನೋಡಿ ಲಿಥಿಯಂ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದು ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳತ್ ನೋಡಿ.
Yeah, sir.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಅನ್ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು.
Sir, does it PHET?
ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್?
Yeah, sir, PHET app.
Now, are you seeing the URL on the top?
Sir, how do you get this, sir?
Yeah, just go to now. Just let me start one more.
Okay, sir.
Just type PHET.
Okay,
That
sir.
will be the first one which will come on the top. fet.colorado.edu.
Sir, it also has its Android version on Go.
Yeah. So then you just come. I will anyway just give you the. I have given the URL in the chat window. So once you go there.
Okay, sir.
You can search. You can just open physics. Then if you just scroll, here itself in the second row itself it is available. Build an atom.
Okay.
Good part is it's also available in any language you want. Even they have if you come to if you choose any language, in about 64 languages people have translated already, including Kannada. ನಿಮ್ದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ ಸರ್? ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರ್. So this is also available in Kannada. Let me bring up Kannada. Paramanu Srushtisu. Shantakumar.
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah, you can give this link to the your students. I will give you in the chat window, so
Okay,
they
sir.
can directly learn and then come. Then you can ask them in the actual class. You can ask them the question.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Then good part is this. They have also given a lot of levels in this. For example, it need not have to be only the first one. If you choose the other one.
Okay, sir.
ಇದು ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ game, if you ask them, then they have to guess. For example, these are various levels.
Okay, sir.
Now find the element. If there are 9 protons and 10 neutrons and 10 electrons, which is the element?
Okay, sir.
So this then yeah, if they just choose, okay, then is it a neutral atom or an ion, or so then it will also say right or wrong. Okay, so like this they have gamified it. So what is the total charge, all those things. Yeah, probably this will be useful for the high school students, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So like this you can explore. There are more than 200 animations and various levels. For example, if you go here, and you can also download it offline if you don't have internet. Then once you download the entire thing, you can download in one shot.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So then once you go in, you can also choose the level. For example, whether it's middle school or high school or even university.
Okay, sir.
So it's very useful, and it works on your mobile, on your Android app or iOS app or tablet. So they have made it very convenient, and this is created by one of the Nobel scientists, Carl Wyman.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so any other questions, anybody? ನಾಗಭೂಷಣ್ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ದು ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದೆಯಾ? ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
It's very nice and it's very useful.
Yeah.
Especially for those students who coming from rural side.
Yeah.
Because of the textbook which are abstract in nature. So this type of games which create curiosity among them, among the student, so that they can learn about electronic configurations, charges, number of charges, and the concept of isotopes. Yeah, valency. They can learn very easily about valency, all these things, sir.
ಹೌದು. ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಫೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನು ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. Three brown, one blue ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. So this gentleman is creating one video every week, a calculus agli 4-year series. So it gets into very complex aspect, but he will bring in the just one second. So like this he will make it very useful and very experiential, and he brings a lot of real life examples. Okay, this might be good for the maybe PUC students, but definitely this is one excellent source which teachers can explore and use it depending on the context. So this is where I learned about fractals for the first time in a very nice way. So like this, they take the real life objects, whether it is the snowflakes or whether it is broccoli. So like this, lot of nice examples they will give. Yes, Nalini madam. Any question idea? So that's all I had planned. Any questions? If you have any questions, we can discuss. Still, we have some time.
So next time, can you explain about the GeoGebra or in this class only, sir? I just want to know about GeoGebra.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Let's explore. Give me a second. So GeoGebra, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬಾ varieties ಇದೆ. We will start with GeoGebra Classic. Now, now let's start with a line. Okay. Now, if you just type any line, it neatly also gave one nice equation for the line. Okay. Either you can just say, now let me just clear this. I don't want this for a while. Okay, I can directly go and say x plus y is equal to 3, something like that. So like this, suddenly, if you look at the equation, you cannot imagine. Okay, now if instead of is equal to 3, if I put 1, look at it how the line is getting shifted. So now the children will understand what's happening with this 3. What is this constant? Why the line is getting shifted? Really, madam?
but yes, sir. But I have heard it can be used for science also. So
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Means science means again it's all to do with the equation, right? Either you will do a parabola or hyperbola or any quadratic equation. So you can whatever equations you use there, you can come and analyze over here.
Okay, we can download it in our laptop and even in mobile, sir.
Yeah, mobile app is also there.
Okay, sir.
And you can do a lot of simulations also. Okay, so look at this. Suddenly whatever circle you write, either you write a circle, it will create an equation for you, or you can give an equation x star where is the calculator? 1 second. One minute. So there are a lot of components of GeoGebra. For example, if you just go to GeoGebra, ನೋಡಿ ಇದು GeoGebra classroom ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಯೂಟ್, ಈ ತರ ಇವೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಪ್ಗಳೇನೆ. So you can start exploring one by one. Okay, now let's go back to GeoGebra Classic. Okay, now let's start with x square. So if you do this on the bottom, it will give you the x square like this, plus y square is equal to, let's say, some constant. So like this, you can draw a circle. So again, by varying this, the kids will know if the constant is more, then it is impacting the diameter. Then what happens if you want to add, sorry. Now, if you want to do a concentric circle, again, if you just have x square, then that becomes maybe parabola. We make this as y square is equal to 10. Like this, they will know what is concentric circle and what's happening. Then you can also teach them how do you shift this. Now this is using this this 0 as their center. Now if you want to shift it, then what happens? What do you want to add? So like this, you can start doing experimentation. You can leave it to the children. Then a lot of our teachers are creating lessons using GeoGebra. Let me just show you one of them. ಸೊ ಇವರು ಹರ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಸೊ ಇವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜಿಯೋ. ನೋಡಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಶೋ ಯು ಇಫ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಒಂದು ಜಿಯೋಜಿಬ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನೋಡಿ ಇವರು ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಗ್ಲೇ. ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದನ್ನ. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಹೌ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಇನ್ ಜಿಯೋಜಿಬ್ರಾ. ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಹರ್ಷ ಅನ್ನೋರು, ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು, ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಜಿಯೋ ಜಿಬ್ರಾ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಆ ಜಿಯೋ ಜಿಬ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಸೈಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ
Okay,
ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
sir. Just send me the link. I'll subscribe so that I can come to know.
ಹಾ, ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಆ ಚಾಟ್ ವಿಂಡೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ.
Okay. Okay, sir.
ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ನಳಿನಿ, ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರ್?
No, sir. No from my side. No questions.
ಓಕೆ, ನಳಿನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಿಮ್ದೇನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
No, sir.
ಓಕೆ, ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರ್?
No, sir. No, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ಓಕೆ.